Hey, lock lovers, it's me, Natty Ann. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about Sisterlocks. All right, so Sisterlocks is very special. It's a style that I really wanted to get when I was researching locks. Now, they're really, really tiny locks, and they're installed in a grid pattern on your head. So it's perfectly executed small squares in a grid-like pattern on your head, and you use a tool. Use a tool to install it and use that same tool to maintain it. So if I'm not mistaken, it's somewhat like interlocks, but with that beautiful grid pattern and very, very small size. Now, what I have is not Sisterlocks. I have traditional locks, but the size of my lock is small. I like to say it's medium. That's what I told my loctician when I got my locks. So it's not too small, and it's definitely not big or thick. I would say it's medium. Now, if you take one of my locks and you split them up into like 20 different locks, that would probably be some Sisterlocks in that section. That's how small it is. And I really wanted that look. I think that Sisterlocks are beautiful, and I also think it's a good gateway into locks, but you also have almost the aesthetic and the feeling of free natural hair. So a lot of people are very intimidated by locks. They think that it's hard to style or that you'll look the same. Those are the reoccurring things that I hear when people say that they like locks but they won't get it because of those reasons. So with Sisterlocks, it's so small, it's almost like strands of hair, honestly. And you can style it any way you want. So think of any type of style that a loose natural can do, Sisterlocks can do, because it's so small. And I think that is what attracted me to the style at first and why I wanted it. Because it's kind of tough to like commit to something, locks, and you feel like you can't change, you know? Sometimes we like to switch it up. So that is the gist of Sisterlocks. And my mom has Sisterlocks. And it's really funny that she actually has locks because she was the type of lady that was not a fan. So after she saw me, then she was like, I think I like locks. So I think that's why she really got Sisterlocks, to be honest. Let's talk about why I chose not to get Sisterlocks. My final decision was to get traditional locks. And what really turned me away from Sisterlocks was the fact that it needed to be done literally every 6 weeks on the dot. With Sisterlocks, you have to be on a very strict schedule to get your retightening, okay? It's not a retwist, it's a retightening. Now, a retightening is when you're using that tool like I told you and you're doing that pattern or whatever crochet or interlocking business that they do. It's a grid, and you do not want to get your grid messed up. So if you take too long to get a retwist, your afro hair would start merging together at the roots, which will make it very difficult to keep that grid intact and very difficult to pull apart. Now imagine all these skinny, locks almost looking like fine strands of hair getting clustered together. That's not a good time. So that kind of took me, by surprise. I was like, I don't want to feel like I'm locked in to the point where if I don't get a retwist, the health of my hair is just gonna go crazy. Like my whole lock journey is gonna go awry because I decided to, wait to get my retightening. Not only that, Sisterlocks is very expensive to install. So if it's very expensive to install, it's gonna be very expensive to maintain. And I do not wanna deal with that. I do not wanna spend lots of money on getting my hair done. No, I just don't. I'm not saying that I'm frugal or I'm cheap. I want to know that I'm gonna be okay whether I get my hair done or not. You see what I'm saying? Like, every time I go out or I go to an event, I don't want to say, let me go and go to the hair salon and get my hair done for this event. No, I want to be able to do my hair myself. And that is something that a lot of people cannot do. They cannot retighten their sister locks on their own. So they're committed to whoever they chose to do this hair. And I'm not committed to anybody. I'm a free agent. And I'm gonna do my hair by myself. So every time you see my hair done, that's because I did it, and it was not that hard to do. It wasn't difficult. It was very simple. So if I feel like, I'm going out of town, I need to do my hair, instead of booking an appointment, I'm gonna get my behind in the shower, wash my hair, and retwist it and style it, and I'm good to go. My faith is not in the hands of anybody else when it comes to my head. And that is why I chose to get traditional locks. That was a deal breaker. I guess it was the money and the time. I just don't have time to be running around chasing people to book an appointment. No. That life is just not for me. So I'm really proud that I'm able to do my hair myself. I'm really happy that anytime that I feel like I need a maintenance, it's not in the hands of anyone else. I can maintain myself. And I think that's a beautiful thing when it comes to natural hair and locks. So that was my deciding factor on why Sisterlocks just wasn't for me. It's a gorgeous look, gorgeous hairstyle, but I am so happy that I went the traditional route. Now, I know that sitting down to retwist your hair may not be the most enjoyable process, but I did learn to love it. And I gotta say, I mean, I don't love it that much to where I want to be doing it all the time, but when I do, it's not a burden. Let me know what you guys think. And if you have Sisterlocks, say hello, because that is dedication. I want to see you in the comments. Love your hair, love your journey, enjoy the journey. And if you're a lock lover like me, subscribe to this channel and don't forget to pop that like button. See you next time.